Hi everyone, my name is Nubia Salinas. I am a fourth year. I will be graduating in the summer. I'm majoring in biology and I'm originally from Miami, Florida. And my hopes is to go into veterinary school, if not this coming year, the following year. Besides being a tour guide on campus, I'm involved with the Pre-Vet Society, Women's Water Polo. I was part of Pan-Hellenic, and I also did lead scholars my freshman and sophomore year. My major is biology. I chose the biology major because it's a really good major to get all of your prerequisites done for veterinary school. If you're pursuing professional school afterwards, those pre-vet, pre-professional majors are things like biology, so that just helped me. So I did join the Pre-Vet Society, which also helped me stay on track. We have a bunch of clubs, over 600 organizations on campus. So if you're pre-professional, pre-anything, there's a club for you. I was fortunate enough that Pre-Vet has helped me stay on track throughout my 4 years, make sure I'm taking the right classes, and it's even opened up a lot of connections for me. I actually ended up going to the American Pre-Veterinary Medical Association Symposium last year, where I ended up running for a position, and now I'm the national president. My term is coming to an end, but I've made so many connections that I'm so grateful for that will hopefully help me get into vet school and continue making connections throughout veterinary school and really just solidifying my path towards veterinary medicine. So I'm just very grateful for the Pre-Vet Club and the biology major. We also have a really amazing pre-vet advisor. His name is Frank. So if you are pursuing pre-veterinary medicine and you want to do bio pre-vet track, I recommend getting in touch with Frank, and he's always giving me great tips throughout the year. Please ignore my dog in the background. He really likes looking out the window. Sometimes the squirrels are out there, so he just wants to chase them. So along with being a pre-vet major and being part of the Pre-Vet Society, the Pre-Vet Society actually helped me land my first pre-vet job. I was a kennel technician at one of the local clinics here, and I did everything. I was kennel technician, grooming, receptionist. I kind of worked my way up from the bottom. And then one of my mentors who I met through one of my clubs, through Women's Water Polo, her name is Danielle Schendel. She's now a second year at the University of Florida College of Veterinary Medicine. She got me my first job as a vet technician. So in the state of Florida, you actually don't have to be licensed to practice as a veterinary technician. So now I work at 2 hospitals. One is an emergency hospital and one is also a clinic who sees emergencies, but it's not meant for that. So I do work a lot, but it is to help me get into vet school. So I'm really grateful for that experience as well. I've definitely learned a lot. Before I started my job as a vet technician, I didn't even know how to read lab samples. Now I can read 20 lab samples a day, handle 3 emergencies, be on top of all my exam rooms, make sure I'm giving the dogs the right vaccinations, practicing client education and communication. So it's definitely helped me develop the skills I need prior to going to vet school, and just having a background knowledge. A lot of kids like being a vet technician before they go to vet school because it does give you a good insight into what the career is like. I think my favorite thing about being part of the Pre-Vet Club is I did get to meet a lot of like-minded people. She's actually pre-vet as well. All of my clubs tied together somehow. They all made a connection. And it just helped me really stay motivated. And to this day, I'm working on my VEMCAS application, which is the application for vet school, with a bunch of people that I know that I either worked with, we were part of pre-vet together. I'm mentoring another water polo player. Her name's Maddie. So we're kind of just following the chain along. She's a sophomore, I believe, who's also pre-vet. So literally everything connected. It's a small world in such a giant school. So it was cool to see that happen, to see those connections being made and really making an impact in the pre-vet community as well as in the UCF community. So if you played high school sports like cross country, volleyball, but you don't want to go D1, UCF Sports Clubs is an amazing way to do that. We have so many of them. Even if you like gaming, it's under UCF Sports Clubs. So that's how I got involved. I actually met this girl walking by the Mathematical Sciences building who had a water polo sweater on my freshman year. And I went up to her and was like, hey, do you still play? Where are you playing at? I wanted to see if there was a local club. Turns out she was the captain of the women's water polo team at UCF, and it just worked out. One advice that I can give you is don't be afraid to reach out because everyone's on the same boat. So literally just go up to anyone, someone will answer your question. If you don't know what water polo is, it's like basketball and volleyball in the water. I guess that's the best way I can describe it. It's definitely intense. What I loved about it is that it kept me disciplined throughout my 4 years. And if you played a sport in high school, you know what I'm talking about. I've had set schedules for practice, and if I have tournaments that weekend, I have to get all of my homework, anything I need to do, studying for exams, done before I leave for my tournament. It was just a good way of like keeping myself responsible and keeping myself accountable. You'll learn this early on. College isn't like high school. There isn't going to be someone telling you that your homework's due on Friday. So that's what I really enjoyed about sports clubs, is that it definitely made me a lot more responsible than I would have been if I wasn't in sports clubs. So one of the last things I'll talk about is being an admissions ambassador. I have loved this job, and even though it's a little bit different now because of COVID, I still like doing virtual tours. It's such a great job to get involved with campus and making more connections. I've definitely made a lot of connections with higher ups in the university. So if you want to get involved with that, if you like UCF, if you love UCF like I do, and you want to share the campus, you want to share your experiences with prospective high school students, I definitely recommend applying. So you can definitely apply through just going to the admissions office and asking for an application. There's also a website called Handshake. It's a good way to find jobs on campus. So I definitely recommend doing that. I've had a lot of fun with it, and I'm really grateful for this job too. Okay, Maui has a lot to say today. One of my favorite traditions on campus is the seal that we have. So, hi Maui, he wanted to join. One of my favorite traditions on campus is the seal that we have. It's really near and dear to my heart because I am about to graduate. I have been fortunate enough that I haven't walked through the seal yet. If you walk through the seal, it said that you won't graduate, you'll lose your diploma. Basically, something wrong will happen. Don't do it. Wait till you graduate. It's located in the student union, and I graduate in the summer, and I can't wait the minute I finish my last final and know that I passed all my classes to run and walk on that thing and throw my cap up. So that's my favorite tradition and something that I'm holding out for. My favorite spot on campus is the reflection pond. That's actually where we have our annual spirit splash, which is a really big tradition on campus. But I love the reflection pond because I literally go there at the end of the long day. If I'm at the library, it's right in front of the library. I'll just step out, I lay on the grass, I look at the stars, and I literally just reflect on what's been going on, where I want to go. It's such a nice spot, especially like during our Orlando winter. And I'm from Miami, so it gets cold up here, like 50 degrees. It's such a nice time to just sit down by the reflection pond and chill. So Maui and I, his name is Maui, I don't know if I said that, I have one last thing for you guys. It is a tradition, I don't know if anybody's gone over it. I go over it on all my tours. We have this saying called Go Knights, Charge On. So anytime you hear someone say Go Knights, you have to reply Charge On. Maui and I will just do it for you. But before you guys leave, don't forget to follow the UCF Admissions Instagram to stay up to date. And I also have a YouTube channel following my journey towards veterinary school. So if you are pre-vet, follow me at Nubia Salinas. It's just my name. Okay, he is taller than me. You ready? You're gonna look at the camera. Go Knights, charge on! Have a good Friday, guys.